Why are you
All right.
filming?
So I started the union. All my work is stolen here. Maybe I can get a job with him. I don't know. Maybe you're in the entertainment business. I don't know. I have no idea what he does. Maybe he's in the entertainment business. I have no idea. So I'm hoping to get work. I put it up. Zippers. Maybe he likes that. I don't know. I'm just trying to get work for a poem. All my poetry is robbed. So if it's robbed, and I'm trying to start a union also in here. So I tried to start 2 unions. The first one is I've got fucking cremated, right? The second union, I get all my shit robbed. I'm trying to start a union for renters now. I'm actually doing a favor for renters and for homeowners also. So a homeowner will never have to pay more than $250 a month in mortgage for a room. So if your house has 2 bedrooms, you will never have to pay more than $500 a month for mortgage ever. And best of that, your kids also and your grandkids forever. Never maximum more than $250 a room. These people don't want that. They don't want that. They think it's a better idea to pay $2,000 for a room a month. That's what they think is a better idea. Because I'm the guy that came up with the idea for $250. So because the dumb guy with the no teeth in his mouth, who is a political prisoner, who has all these guys caught by the fucking gonads, they don't even want to do the renters union to save the entire fucking, not just the country, but every renter who is paying outrageous amounts of money. They believe that at some point, well, we can't do that because the banks will seize our house. These people are so stupid that they can't recognize that maybe 2,000 bank managers will never be able to seize 8 million houses. It's not a possibility. And furthermore, 8 million people will go to the fucking bank managers' houses with pitchforks and baseball bats to beat them if they tried to take it. That's the reality of the situation. Not these idiots, though. They think they got a better plan. They're going to hold me political prisoner indefinitely. They're going to accuse me of all kinds of shit, being this, being dumb, being a fucking mental institute guy. That's what they're going to do. And all I'm trying to do is get my poetry written and published, maybe published. Nope, can't do that. So my plan is to get the owners of houses and the renters of houses to say, hey, Mr. Bank Manager, we're not interested anymore in paying 40% interest rates on your house that you're saying is for sale for $500,000, but by the time we pay it off in 30 years, we paid $7 million for the house in interest rates. We're not interested in that anymore. What we're interested in is 99-year leases. That makes more sense. A 99-year lease, because you're not going to be alive for really 99 years, usually anyway. And in fact, by the time you're 18 years old, you're not going to live to 118. That's the reality. So a 99-year lease, everybody can move in for $250 a month into a bedroom and never have to worry about $1,000 potatoes. Seems realistic, but nope, zippers. Zippers. Nobody wants to join it. I've given everybody in the building a copy of it. They're not interested. They want to pay full amount because they know they're caught. But the reality is, this is it here. This is the contract. It's going to all the real estate agents. It's going to all the mortgage brokers. And it's going to, there it is. Constitution and bylaws of renters union in North America and Europe. It's going to the banks. It's going to the mortgage companies. And that's where it's going. It's going to all of them. We're going to bring this down. They're robbing my fucking... They're robbing my fucking pieces of paper. I have to go to the window and let Martin know so that he doesn't get mad at me. I'm showing him maybe zippers. Is that going to wake you up? my brother's execution, taking pounds of flesh out of my brother's body, zippering him, esophagus removals. Think there's no retaliation? I'm not retaliating. Somebody is, though. Guaranteed. Guaranteed that somebody's going to retaliate. I'm not ordering any retaliation. I just know it's going to happen. So, I mean, what are you going to do, man? Zippers? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go for a walk. I got to figure out, like any other normal person, this task here, this is one photocopy. For me to get that one photocopy, we're in the year 1809. That is weeks of work to get one photocopy. That is miles of walking. That is coordinating, meeting somebody, because all electronic devices are gone. Any electronic devices that might be given to me, 50-50 if they work, 50-50 to trust them with what the motives are behind giving it. I'm sure I should trust it, but I'm still not getting a WOE check, so can't trust anything. Law firms that are submitting to the welfare as a third party for me, as they submit it, they're shut down. Immediately shut down as a law firm. So, Emily's volunteered to act as a third party, but not really. Kind of pretending to do that. She's hid all the paperwork needed for me to be able to get it to the WOE. So, we'll see. I don't know. See what happens.
Bananas. Bananas. Bananas.
Leftovers. Breakfast. Leftover steak where I'm not sure if it's going to be good or not. Not sure if the moldy ginger's in there or not. I keep my fingers crossed. That's all I can do. That's some carrots, potato. That should be good for today. Now we're back on monitoring everything. I have my beverages in my room. Overnight, in case, because they're not sealed now. They're not cans. They're not sealed fucking lids. Gotta be careful. Excuse me. So I just asked her. I said, like jealousy. One thing I was never fucking, I'm going to say never, but I got over jealousy when I was like 20, and I was never really that jealous either, right? I was never like the fucking, I got over the jealousy. Like when I moved to Ontario, I think I was like 30, dating this Ukrainian girl, Lydia. She's in Newfoundland now, apparently, as a hostage. Ukrainian hostage in Newfoundland now. For her job now as a hostage in Newfoundland is they got her. possibly involved in kind of a sex trade situation where it's possible she gets involved with hockey players, young hockey players, to let them earn their rite of passage. At the same time, she gets some sort of sexual satisfaction out of it. It's possible. I don't know. It's not that far-fetched, to be clear. So her sister reached out to me maybe a year ago. Her sister's boyfriend works for CNN in the States. Or her husband, or whatever, or her ex, but works for CNN. And she made sure to tell me that while talking to me very briefly. So when I was with her, there wasn't a jealousy thing. It was comes down to lies, right? Like if you notice that what you're doing, like yourself, you're putting energy into a lie, into somebody else's lie where they're telling you they're deceiving you and you don't want to recognize it or clearly recognize it. Could be either way, right? And for me at that point, I just didn't recognize it. Not that I didn't want to recognize it, I just didn't see it. I felt that this was a person who fucking cared deeply for me and all that shit, right? And could be further from the it could have been further from the truth. Which is fine, but at the same time, you're going in with blinders on, right? You're getting a behavior of one person, and then that same person is like now behaving another way, and you're trying to like, but you don't see why. Like what it's all about, right? But the secret lives, and you don't even know what those secrets are. There's nothing to do with like even if it has to do with another guy, it's irrelevant. It's nothing to do with that. It's like, what am I into here? What am I investing in here? And do I not have a say to like speak out about this or whatever? Anyway, so she shows up at my place. I was with one of my buddies who also robs me blind. I haven't talked to him since. He's at my place. This is in Mississauga, and she showed up. And we're in an argument or something, and I just wanted her out. Get out. And I'm not sure. I can't remember what happened. It was so fucking long ago, but I'm like, you gotta go. Like, I'm not gonna be involved with this, whatever this shit is. And she's over there baiting me, knowing that my friend, bird just hit the window. Poor guy. And she's baiting me, but she's only baiting, and she's there because she knows my friend is there. Otherwise, she wouldn't have shown up. So she shows up there to cause like a fucking scene, right? So I'm like, you gotta go. You just gotta go. And she's baiting, right? And she's baiting. I'm like, you gotta go. And like, I'm trying to move her out. You gotta go. This is my apartment, right? You gotta go. And now she's on the ground. And I give her a boot in the arse. I give her a kick in the arse, right? Not a hard one. Just a fucking kick in the arse. Here, you gotta go, fuck. Get out, fuck. So she gets out, finally out, and then next day, or maybe later on that day, she shows up with her sister. Her sister like boots open my door. She's right in my apartment. I don't even know what they're in there for. Are they coming to pick up things? I don't even know what it was. They just needed to break into my fucking place and like, so whatever Lydia said to fucking her sister would happen. I'm not saying it's right that I kicked her in the fucking earth, but listen, I'm not kicking you in the head. You got to get out. You didn't listen to me. You're here baiting me. Now you're on the ground flopping around like a fucking here, booting your fucking in your bum. Fucking get the fuck out, fuck. So, I'm not kicking her in her ribs or anything. Like, just fucking go, man. Get out of here, fuck. You're flailing around on the ground. Like, you're doing it for this. You got an audience. This is why you're doing it, fuck. And I'm just like, what is all this about, fuck? What is all this about? But they're in such a deep lie, right? And it's such a deep, deep lie that they need to do everything to make you the guy that's bad. Because they're in such a fucking deep, deep lie. So anyway, so she shows up. She shows up with her sister Urka, who I love dearly. I still do. Like, even after that, she's a great person. I have no problem with her. Of course, she's sticking up for her sister. She only knows what her sister's telling her. She doesn't know the truth of what just happened at all. Fuck. And regardless of what my tone is in that moment or things I'm saying, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, all bets are off, right? You've been deceitful all around. Now you're just showing up at my place. Like, we're still kind of together, but you're showing up at my place at the same time that you're still with your ex-boyfriend. Whatever. All right. But you're pretending you're not. All right. Whatever. But I can have a decision in my own fucking apartment that I get, right? She wanted me in a fucking cave. She wanted to set me up because I had now a nice little modest apartment where I'm getting TV. Like, I was in a basement suite where I had nothing, just dark, and then she loved it there, right? Loved it. She'd come out and hang out. I'm in hell, but down there, this and that, dingy. I got a mattress on the floor. I got like an old stinky couch that I think came with the place. And I'm just like, all right, this is my place. Basement suite, Mississauga. There's my girlfriend, I guess. She's coming over all the time. Who happens to be on the same bus as me every morning, and then on the same second bus as me every morning, and then walking through the same parking lots as me in the morning, getting into the same elevator as me in the morning, and getting into the same fucking, and then going one floor up from me. And she happens to work for medical information in Ontario, like Trillium or something, where she gets all the information on people. Ironically, just by coincidence. Once again, the medical world is all involved. So, I'm looking at all these things, right? And I'm not putting it together that these 948,000 coincidences in a row are just simple coincidences. In my mind, there's like no way that there's people maneuvering, positioning these people in my life for any reason. Who's going to think that? All you can think of is the 948,000 coincidences that just took place are just simple coincidences. Nothing to see here. So anyway, so this fucking Lydia, her mom is dying of cancer. Just as we get together. Her mom gets diagnosed with cancer. Just like that. Now, I'm taking the mother every day to the fucking hospital. The mother likes the other boyfriend. That's fine. She also likes me too. But she likes the ex-boyfriend. They were together for, I don't know, fucking 1,000 years. That's fine. Italian guy. So I'm taking the mother to the hospital all the time and driving them around to her appointment, doing everything that a good guy would do for his girlfriend or his wife and the family. I'm doing what needs to be done. I went and I got a car, saved up the money that from like 2 paychecks. I got a somewhat, actually, I bought a car from a coworker who ripped me off. Car didn't work right away. I'm like, I'm out of money. So I got to save up again. I buy another car, save up, I got a paycheck. Like, I'm living on nothing, right? I got another car, knowing that, okay, the mother's got to get to the hospital appointments and all that. This is what I'm doing. So what do you think you're supposed to be doing in society to help people out, right? And I do all that. I'm not fucking patting myself on the back. I'm just doing what I would naturally fucking do. That's it. It's not like fucking look at me. This is like the instinctual. It's instinctual to the point now where those instincts are like, you're going to a doctor's appointment. I'll go with you to the first one. If you're going to keep returning, you're on your own. And even after that, when you need help out, you're on your own, fuck. Because you're doing that to yourself. You're going to that fucking hospital, your doctor, and you just keep wanting to repeat that shit. It's a business. It's a mechanic, fuck. It's an auto mechanic. No different. It's a human being who wants to make money and get a boat, and they got a fucking carte blanche to chop you up and do whatever they want and keep you returning, fuck. Same as a mechanic in a fucking garage. It's the same shit. So don't try to believe that it's something different, that there's some sort of fucking magical line between the two of them of an oath that they don't even follow. You've proven that during the fucking fake COVID shit. You don't follow your oath. So the moral of this story is, I'm going to get back to the reality of what I was originally talking about. I'm making a mistake. I'm like, this thing is a jealousy bug. I know that jealousy is the cause of all this shit that goes on in all the problems in the world. Jealousy, right? I'm looking at her. I'm like, she had a kid with a cop in Japan. She had a child with a cop in Japan. How they met, I don't know the truth, but the story I was told was she worked in a club. She's not a stripper, not a dancer. And I guess she wouldn't refer to herself as like a geisha or geisha, but she had big tits, she had great body, she had very pretty, beautiful smile. And people travel around the world, businessmen would travel around the world to the place that, that she worked at. Not just her place, other places too, but specifically her place is where people would travel and go to from around the world, executives, and they would look for fucking hot woman to pay money to and hope good sex exchange. She says she didn't do that part. Okay, benefit of doubt, that's fine. I believe it. I believe she met a man who was a Japanese police officer. I don't believe that. That's what she told me so. He's the father of her child. Father of her child. And her son is in his 30s now. So that would have been 15 years ago, which means the kid would have been still a teenager when she left Asia with her new husband to come to Canada, which was a guy that she met same place in Japan, same place that she met her father of her child, who
ended up cheating on Emily with Emily's best friend from that same place, same club. So Emily took it upon herself to take the cop, her boyfriend or whatever, the father of her child, his billy bat and beat him silly across his fucking thighs. Beat him silly with it. She explained this to me. Beat the fucking shit out of him. Not the head or anything, just the legs. Which then, she had to be a single mother raising her kid. And she did everything that she kind of needed to do, I guess, right? To raise a kid in Japan. But that cop with ego, right? Because if you're a cop, the only reason why you are a cop is because you have a fucking ego. Period. The only reason why you would want to carry a gun on you is to control people. And you are a fucking egomaniac. That's a guarantee, not maybe. Woman, man, doesn't matter. If you want a job where you're going to pretend to yourself that you're protecting people with a gun and bats and handcuffs and bars, you're a fucking lunatic. Period. You got into that business because you're a fucking egomaniac. You're not in it to protect anyone. You know that. You can pretend all you want. This is guaranteed now. I'm watching. I'm watching it with my own eyes. Fuck. They don't do anything to protect you. You're seeing it. So, these are control freaks. They want to control it all. Because they got guns. And they're taking the guns away from every Canadian. That's what they made a mandate. Farmers, nobody can have a gun. Can't go and get your fucking deer, your moose. Nope, not allowed. Get out of here. What that is so that only the police can have the guns, only the military, and they can just confiscate all your shit, your farms, your homes, your cars, your money, your banks. That's what they're trying to do. Because the sociopaths go into that line of work. You're a sociopath. You're sociopathic. For you to say that you're, without me, you're not safe. That's what I got here. Same thing. It's a control mechanism. What are you going to do without me? The question is what won't I do without you? That's the question. I'm going to fucking flourish without you. It's because of you that I can't move. Can't move. The room is fucking sideways. So when you're saying like, without me, this to me, yeah, without you, I'm going to be able to fucking function. I'm going to be able to fucking, you're sabotaging everything. So this goes back now to the beating. She beat the fuck out of the guy. And this is a story, right? She told me, and when she told it was convincing. So beats the fuck out of this guy. Who's the father of her kid. He has to know. She looks online on Facebook when Facebook starts coming out, right? And she's looking for one of the men that she met while doing that job prior to getting pregnant. Apparently his name was Dylan Graham, maybe. He's from Penticton. And he was traveling. He lived in Japan for a while, or whatever the case may be. I don't know the whole story. Don't give a shit. But she searched him online, and she recognized his picture because it was only his eyes. She emphasized on that. Because the picture was only to hear, and she had recognized his eyes, and she messaged him. And he messaged back. He had a kid with a woman in Japan at that moment. And Right away, apparently, he's asking Emily to marry him. Where they get married in Japan very quickly, like a city hall thing. And then he moves her to Canada to go. They move in with their mother, his mother, and then they get in their own apartment. And then they can't afford that because apparently lots of sabotage, right? Lots of sabotage. Where he's now so sedated, he would be getting arrested in Japan before they move back to Canada for drinking. And the jail would hold him in there and he would sober up, I guess. And as they come to Canada and she wants him sober. He wants to have his daughter come out to Canada to go to school. I don't know if Emily wanted that or not, but it never happened because he would be going to work to try to save money to get her to come out to Canada to go to UBC. That's what his plan was. Have her go to school in UBC. I'm getting an idea now what's happened. So there was Japanese. I got three Japanese women show up. I got people show up at my door bearing gifts, right? I had three Japanese people. I don't drink, but they came and they brought me this bottle of Suntory whiskey. It's out of Japan. 80 proof, whatever that means. Like I won't drink it, right? But it's a nice gift. There's a few other things they gave me. But I'm recognizing now there's two older women and then like the daughter that looks like about 18. I got their number. I'm convinced now that is the daughter of Dylan. I'm convinced that one of those two women are the mother and Dylan's ex. I'm convinced of that now. And they needed to see where this situation is because the daughter's looking for the father, right? Father's dead. Like, why is my dad dead? I gotta go to Canada to find this out. What's going on? So they come here. They're looking for their bed and breakfast, their Airbnb that they rented. And what would commonly happen is, not by coincidence, this is fucking a set plan. The Airbnb that they're renting is up the street from here, but they always put this address as the location. So the Airbnb people would be coming from other countries to 1435 Harrow, when in fact the address they're supposed to go to is 1565 or something like that, 1585. It's not far, just fucking half a block up, but still not the right building, right? So when they show up, I'm like, what's this about? You know what I mean? What's this about? So I'm reading it while they're asking me, and they're asking me if I can help them. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be willing to help them. But something happened there where I felt I'm not being told the truth about something. I'm like, I don't know if I can help you here. And I seen the look on one of the women's faces, right? Of like fucking. So I was just kind of looking at the three of them because I felt like you're not being honest here. I seen it. Like, it's not that I felt it. There was something that happened that confirmed there's a disconnect. And that's when I'm like, all right, maybe I'm not going to get involved here. So then I think about it for like not long, like 5 seconds. I'm like, okay, all right. So what I do is I call the number. that they have. And I speak to the person. And I tell them they're here. Like, they're at my place. They're looking for your place. I'm like, I don't know why you guys have my address. Whatever fucking gaslighting response they gave. Who gives a shit? So I walked them down and even showed them where the fucking key is. It's hidden in the bushes. There's a little gate there, a little fucking door. You get the key. It gives you not too secure, I'll be honest with you, but whatever. So a few days later, they show up with bearing gifts as I'm walking to. And I came to the door. But they gave me this and some candy or something. I don't know, a few things from Japan. But now I see that that is the daughter. No doubt. No doubt. So anyway, so I just asked Emily while I'm making this steak. I'm like, what's the name of the father of your child? What's his first name? Why? Because I'm asking you a question. Why? Because I'm asking you a question. If you don't want to answer, that's fine. It's because you have something to hide. It's a simple question. If you don't want to answer, it's because you have something to hide. If you don't think I'll find out, if I want to find out, I can find out. I'm going to find out. Because I know it has to do with this. It has to do with a fucking injured narcissist fucking cop who got his thighs smashed in by the mother of her child, of his child, after he fucked around on her and cheated on her with her so-called friends and left her to raise a child on her own, working for Honda, working for Toyota, working for different companies where she has to handle little things with her fingers just to survive, where her eyes are fucking almost gone because looking at things all the time, probably lasers going on. Who knows, right? Who knows what kind of setups these guys got in their manufacturing centers of the Toyotas and Hondas and all that, right? Who knows what's going on in that environment where they say, well, Japan has several 100 million people or whatever the number is. I don't know what the number is, right? And get her in there, but make sure we hurt them, get them out, new one. Hurt them, get them out, new one. And they're behaving like there's no more products in the world or no more elements in the world to create products, right? Everything has to be just fucking murder, she wrote. No option. Like, really? I don't think so. Look, in fact, I'm positive it's not that way. You guys just want it that way. High spectrum narcissists getting into the police communities, believing that their gun and their billy back and their handcuffs. That's why England doesn't have fucking guns. They might now a little bit. They just refuse them forever. No way. I'm not going to be in control. We'll keep the peace here with you guys. We'll try to fucking. But we're not coming in with our fucking guns to kill you. As a control mechanism. What the fuck's that all about? You're a control freak. You're not a protector. In my experience, I'm looking at where cops do any protecting. I don't see any of it. I see brainwashed, obsequious minds that were traumatized from a young age and led down that fucking path of compliance with the bad shit. Comply with the bad shit. So I was asking her, I said, what's the father of your kid's name? Because I want to do a fucking acronym, right? Why? Because this is a simple question. What is it? Why? All right, whatever. So I said, this is why. I said, because it's pretty obvious to me at this point that you have something to hide right now because you don't want to give a simple name of somebody. As if, what do you think I'm going to do? Travel to Japan? Like, I can't even travel across the street from here, you fucking idiot. So if you don't want to give me his name, it's because you have something to fucking hide. Something to hide. And the reason why I'd like to know his name is because I want to know what the fuck is going on here. Because if he's in a position of authority and you beat the fuck out of this guy, and this guy's got a long memory, and what he's done, it's clear as day. He used his Japanese police resources and his title to cause her and her husband shitstorms in Penticton with the RCMP. This guy in Japan makes stories up, fake investigation information. This is international. And meanwhile, this guy is so fucking looped out, her husband, he's eating bars of soap, right? Because he's drugged out. Somebody's drugged him out. It's not her doing it. This was sabotaged by the police in collaboration with a jealous ex who got the fucking shit kicked out of him by Emily with his own Billy Bat for fucking around on her while she's 8 months pregnant and he's going to fuck her best friend. She's like, nope. You fucking planted this seed. Your obligation and your commitment is to this baby. And in her mind, there's no other way. And I'm not going to disagree with that either. You're planting a seed in there. That is your responsibility. You stick to your guns on that. I've always felt that. Even if you got to go elsewhere, then you tell that person, right? If you want to go bang somebody else, you be honest with your person. You say, listen, I can't do this with you anymore in this level, but I'm going to meet somebody where I could satisfy myself in that aspect, because that's not going to be satisfied with you, and you're not going to want to do it anyway, and you clearly made it clear that you don't want to do it. So I'm going to go somewhere else. But if you don't want that to happen, you're going to beat the fucking shit out of me, then at that point it would be her fault, right? If he's being honest with her. But if he's not being honest with her and he's just going to bang around as you're 8 months pregnant with his baby, right? And you already know now, as he's done that, that's just fucking ruined everything for this fucking child forever. Because this fucking cop who's high spectrum narcissist, right? Needs to fucking control. So she gets the hell out of there, gets married. After her kid is of age, where now she trusts that, okay, I'm going to leave it with the father. He's like 15, 16 now, whatever the case may be. Not now, he's like 30, but then 15, 16, 17, whatever it might be, right? He's old enough now where I can trust the situation where if the father is going to suggest for him to do something, he's going to stand his ground. Because she knows the father's just not a good guy, period. He's just not a good guy. But he can't be. If that's what you're doing, you have a 9-month, 8-month pregnant, and you're going to bang behind her back, you're not a good guy. I don't care if you're a police, priest, I don't give a shit what you are. So she got the hell out of Dodge and got married and came to Canada, where the long memory of that retarded cop, the father of her child in Japan, says, no way, I got to get her back for what she did to me. Long memory of a cop. Got to get her back. I'm going to create bullshit stories about her and him. I'm going to create fake police reports about the husband. Drunk here, but he'll add on more shit. We're going to open up an international investigation on, and then they're going to label him as like, what, pedophile, human child trafficker. They're going to put that on him, right? It's not him. Not him at all. Not him at all. It's Japanese cop. The Japanese cop is But he's recognizing that all eyes are on him a bit, right? Better start manufacturing evidence that doesn't exist to make it look like it's her and her husband. That opens up a shitstorm, right? They label the guy as a fucking, a creep. The cops with the bikers in Penticton and Okanagan, it's not a secret. The RCMP and the bikers are like this, fuck. They suck each other's cocks, fuck. No doubt. These guys are fucking like that, man. In the Okanagan, bikers and the RCMP, they're like this, fuck. Tight as a drum, working hand in hand together against everybody in the public. You got legalized marijuana operations going on that want to be legalized. They come in and sabotage you together, working hand in hand. So this is why this shit's gotta fucking stop. That's why, like, when I'm talking about like Hell's Angels and that, nobody's gonna do that. I have to, because they're trying to kill me in collaboration with the cop. But the problem is the Hell's Angels are saying, no, we're not gonna kill this guy. We're gonna try to kind of protect him as best we can. I don't know, a bunch of boxes, and I got him in this shithole house, but at least he might be a little bit protected from the elements that are trying to get to him and her. Because this guy's a whistleblower. The mental health associations, because her husband was in the mental health fucking thing and pilling the shit out of him. Just pilling him, right? We're at the point where he's eating soap, thinking it's chocolate bars. He's like, why do you taste like soap? Bubbles coming out, whatever. And they're looking at him like, yeah, because it's soap, fuck. He's already fucking 3/4 through the way to a bar of soap, right? Chewing it down. Oh my God, think how drugged you got to be for that. You know, she's not doing that to them. Martin guy, some guy Martin. It's probably him. That's the Martin. I'm guessing, but apparently the other Martin is like part Japanese and who has an autistic son, conveniently, who works at Indigo. Or not. I don't know. I have no idea. I met him, though. So, Japanese cops, in collaboration with RCMP, opening up fake international investigations against a sex trafficking ring that didn't exist, but they needed to label somebody. So I may as well label the guy that they drugged the shit out of against his will and is eating bars of soap to that point now. So they label it on him. And the RCMP are like, yeah, let's do it. And then the Mental Health Medical Association, the BC, they recognize that Emily is like not going to stand for what they're doing to her husband. And she's going to the doctors like, what are you giving my husband? They're also recognizing that the husband is talking to the doctor and giving all the information of what he can't handle about the wife, Emily. Right? So those notes, doctor makes a conclusion. High spectrum narcissist. We got a whistleblower in Montreal. We need to chase out of Verdun. He's got his Filipino girlfriend there, who's now lost her fucking mind, calling the cops on him for no reason, trying to sabotage him and set him up. Just another coincidence of the Filipino fucking. And then you got my nephew also hostage to a Filipino woman. So suddenly this fucking whole thing Filipino, right? Filipina. So the husband is so out of his fucking mind on pills, where the RCMP and the mental health retards that control the government's mental health associations here said, okay, we got one. I think Dylan. He has a house. His mom just died. Property's worth about 400,000 and climbing, 300,000 and climbing. So we got rid of the mother. So the mother dies, right? And they had a roommate too. They were renting out. And roommates renting out so that they could, live. And the roommates are dying. But they're making it look like she's killing them, right? That's what they're doing. They're making it look like she's killing them. So her husband's dead. His mother's dead. The roommate's dead. All in a span of not much time, right? Just before I'm about to show up to Vancouver, and at the exact same time as my brother's getting butchered. Like with the hours. Like when I say the exact same time, the hours. And this exact same time that my other Filipina in Verdun that Christian Valdez dated when I was in high school, and now I dated as a fucking full-grown adult. Just another coincidence, Filipina connection, who was lost her mind out of nowhere, and then is taken off to the fucking Philippines unannounced when we like, okay, well, there's rent fucking. We live together here. We're sharing all the bills, and you're just fucking took off without saying a word. Pretty bizarre behavior. And at the same time, now I got to go to Toronto from Montreal and take care of my brother's affairs while he's getting fucking butchered up. With the impression that he's not getting butchered up. It's a very non-intrusive operation. 3 small pinholes, tiny, tiny, tiny. Don't worry about a thing. He wakes up, he's Frankenstein. Now I got the Valdez, Filipino, coming back from the Philippines to Toronto to stay with me at my brother's place while my brother is in the hospital being butchered. This is Christmas time now. Year is 2018. So Christmas 2018. Here she comes. She's in Toronto. We get on a bus, mega bus from Toronto to Montreal, $29 ticket, whatever it is. And we get to Montreal. We're back at her apartment. And then there she goes again, doing all kinds of stupid shit that is like, what? Calling cops on nothing, like shit going on. Like, oh, well, here we go. To the point where they leave you at your lowest point, right? She knows, okay, I got him now. He's got nothing. He's got no job. He's got no way to do this, no way to do that. Same as here. And despite the fact that I'm a functioning human being, I have my job and they sabotage to the point where it's now it's East India doing it, collaborating, right? Because now it's such an international affair where you got people looking at what's this going on here. You got the Japan guy that started the investigation, who's the fucking father of the kid. Let's look at the notes here. That doesn't seem right. Seems like these fucking notes are fabricated by this cop that triggered an international investigation into a sex trafficking ring that didn't even involve the right people. And in fact, it involved the fucking officer who was writing it up and his little fucking colleagues. That's what it involved. Because the focus of Interpol was to say, what's going on here? And they just decided, let's just fucking fabricate this shit. And they use about, well, this is an investigation. We can't talk about it. Those days are over. All police investigations are, we're getting the information out to the public. Every ounce of it. Not fucking, we can't talk about this. No, there's no such thing as giving up secrets to the fucking other side. There's no such thing as that. What you do is you let them know what you are doing, and it doesn't matter if they can fucking get ahead of that. It's irrelevant. You be honest with the public of what's going on. That way the public can get involved as well. But when you guys are making sure to say constantly FBI, but This ongoing investigation. I'm limited on what I can say. Those days are done. If there's ever a fucking cop that says that ever again, you're done, buddy. Like, you're going to a fucking mental institute and you're not coming out. That's it. If there's ever cops again, ever, who say, no, this is an ongoing investigation, we got to be quiet about this. Nope. Right away. You remove that officer and his colleagues, gone. That's it. Bring in new ones until you get this right. There's going to be no more secret police investigations. These are going to be full on fucking Barney transparency. Fuck. Because what you got here is an international nightmarish shitstorm based on a jealousy, right? This is what it is. Based on a jealousy, based on a retarded cop in Japan who got involved with her, who was beautiful at the time, still a beautiful woman. She's 60 now almost, but they were together when they were in their 20s, right? It's still going on. Or a jealous guy, jealous cop, control fucking freak, right? Well, likes his little woman, likes his teenagers. That's what he liked. Likes his teenagers because she looked young. When she was young, she looked young, for sure. So that cop is the pedophile. He recognized that Interpol is all eyes on a fucking officer now who somehow triggered a fucking international investigation in Penticton of all places to follow some 6'4" drunk guy back to his hometown where his mother is. And maybe this guy was doing something. I don't know. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I believe this. I believe that the father of her kid, so control, narcissist, long memory, and said, maybe even encourage her to go so that he can do it to her. He was well ahead of it. I got access to do anything we want over here at the police. My colleague here, all he needs is to get his cock sucked. I got a few little fucking hookers here, and he'll write that up. He'll sign it off on me for me. That's what goes on. He triggers an international shitstorm, and here we are today, unraveling it. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, of all the things, that makes fucking sense. Not what they did make sense. This observation is fucking clear as day. Clear as day. So now, for me to hook up with her, like, that was a no-brainer. They maneuvered that specifically, that me and her were getting together. They made sure. When I say they, RCMP, military, and members of parliament, no doubt about it. They made sure to get us together to maybe two things, right? To expose this stuff, to expose something, but to get to the bottom of fucking some important topics here. Important international topics where law enforcement, police officers are just so fucking pathetic. They just are. They really are. And I'm not talking about new ones coming into the force now. I'm having a whole new respect for law enforcement, for the new officers coming in, men and women. And again, for sure, there's going to be some fucking turnip heads that you're going to have to get rid of. But fuck. But in short, majority of them are going to be, and they are, really good people. The past, the majority are the fucking worst. The worst. And I'll tell you why. It's on brand. Everything that you have, dollar store, that's all fucking docs. The ship docks, everything's unloaded, stolen. Your chips, your fucking little trinkets, your dog. That's all stolen shit, dollar store stuff. That's what it is. Customs and police officers ruining people's lives, getting on board of ships and fucking creating fake fucking evidence, planting grams of cocaine, taking an entire boatload of fucking billions of dollars of shit coming off the boat. No, my dollars. I'm gonna take that, open up Dollarama. I'm gonna take that, open up Sport Check. I'm gonna take that, keep Canadian Tire running. I'm gonna take that, Costco. On and on and on, right? On and on and on. Seizing containers. Seizing containers. That's corporate. That's RCMP. It's Canada Customs in collaboration with that fucking officer in Japan. That's the father of the fucking kid. And they got to keep hiding that shit, right? They got to keep hiding that shit. And they know that I got experience in that fucking world. Customs. Or that is as dirty as it gets. That one. Not only is it dirty as it gets, they don't even want the fucking industry unionized. The custom brokers and freight forwarders. And I'm saying, yeah, unionize that motherfucking. They don't want it because they know as soon as that's unionized, forget it. Their whole fucking gimmick is up. They're not going to be able to get a container anywhere. They're not going to get any free shipments. It's going to be a nightmare. Fucking stupid, man. Anyways, I'm nursing this steak. Ice cold. New Balance. I wrote a pretty good one for New York. Netherlands. Expect it when you're older. Realize King Richard, obviously. When everyone notices every word written, you observe recent knowledge, keeping records. Offers youth work everywhere. Now, never-ending work. You're our record keeper, offering your writings. Europe, Nepal, New England, Wales, Yellowstone, Oregon, Raleigh, Kentucky, Korea, Rome. You're welcome, everyone. Next, expect women yelling out recent knowledge kindly. Recognize one's your wife, extremely wealthy. Emily works. You obviously realize keeping roommate. Only you will explain necessary narcissism evidence. This is accurate. Without your observations, records kept. King Charles really over. Very true. Without me keeping these records, King Charles is done. He had cancer, falsely diagnosed. He's dead. Saved his life. Saved his life. He was dead. Dead as a doornail. So was fucking what's his name? William's wife, Kate. She was dead as a doornail. But I'm not doing this. Guaranteed. It's all fake. It's all false. False diagnosis. They had them both going through the fucking chemo, punishing the shit out of them, traumatizing the fuck out of them, ruining their life, ruining their immune system, everything you imagine, right? Depleting their brain of energy, where you're thinking you got a minute to go, a minute to live, right? Then you become this guy where it's like a minute to go. Yeah, well, I'm going to use this minute right. So without your observations, records kept King Charles really over. You were needing everyone well. You're obviously really kind. I didn't miss one beat there. If you read that, it's New York, New York, New York, New York, New York. I could go on a book for that, and you're not going to get anything more accurate than this. This is verbatim. New York City, that was fucking New Amsterdam. Right there. Netherlands, expect when you're older, realize King Richard, 100% King Richard, needed fucking change going on. I know that. My middle name is Richard, after him. And I'm my uncle, too, but it's after this guy. King George, a school right here. Secondary. That's my fucking family. We'll figure that one out. How's that happen? I don't know. Give a shit, really. Don't care. But ironically, as you're trying to survive, you're finding all this shit out about yourself. Because you're raised in a circus act. Your family's a circus act. Right to this moment. I got two brothers trying to kill me right now. Not trying, they're full on. One's butchered to hell. He's butchered because he was trying to kill me his whole life. And the other one, the minister guy, I don't know. There's nothing I can say for this guy, right? My whole life, met the guy maybe a dozen times. He avoided me like the plague. He smear campaigned me my entire life. He makes up false fucking stories about me and knows nothing about me. He even says to me, like, oh, you're always in trouble as a kid. I'm like, I got off the phone with him, like, when he said it, and I'm like, the way he said it was convincing. Like, he almost convinced me, and I got off the phone. Then I called him back. I said, well, I took what you said there, and I'm like, I'm doing the math. You said I'm always in trouble as a kid. I said, I don't recall once, ever, actually, ever being like a juvenile delinquent. I was in every sport. I was in hockey. I was in baseball. I was playing fucking touch football in the summer and winter. I was playing fucking hockey in the summer and winter. I was playing baseball summer, spring, and fall. And we could in the winter. We'd try to get it out. I was working fucking every job I could find, but I don't recall ever getting into fucking trouble, as you suggest I was, where you were never around anyway to even claim that I was getting in trouble, yet you're just fucking making this up. And then he admits that, yeah, he's making it up. I'm like, I never was getting in trouble as a kid, ever, fuck. It just wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. I was so focused on going to fucking getting a job, going to work, getting a job, sports, getting a job. From the age of 7. And my dad would go to work every day. He had a suit on. That's the role model, right? You're going, all right, got to get the suit. And you can't afford the suit, so you just get the shirt and a tie and a pair of fucking khakis. A pair of moccasins. You're good to go. You almost got a suit. Now you're going to work in an office, right? And you feel like you're on the right track. And then you realize, wow, it's not the right track. Now they just released your dad, 40 years of service. Here's a watch. Thanks for coming out. You're gone. And now his life's over. Doesn't even know what to do with himself. So with his wife, the kids are gone. I'm out of there. Like, I couldn't live there anymore. He got mad at me for moving out. I see why now, because I left him alone with fucking, well, my mother was just like over the top, right? God bless her, but over the top. So I show up at one Christmas time on a flight. Got my mom making up a story that they won the lottery. Convinces me to get on a plane to Montreal to claim the prize and all that. And I get to Montreal and I talk to my dad and he's like, what? I don't know. Your wife, mom, I'm saying we won the lottery. She need me to come out here and we want to claim the prize and all that. He's like, oh, crazy. Didn't happen. All right, whatever. But when I showed up, though, my plane arrived kind of late. So it was like 11 at night or something. And I rang the doorbell. They weren't expecting me. And my dad came down. I know he must have been in bed, though. And dad came down. But when he opened the door, I could tell that he was not well. Like, he was fucking pale. He was white as a ghost. And I can tell that there's something going on here. That this man is taking a toll of town. Like, he's going down. And that's not diabetes what he has now, right? This isn't like he has diabetes, but this, what I'm seeing is not the results of diabetes. This is the results of a man that is being murdered slowly and meticulously. And I got there, it was the end of November, and next thing you know, he's walking into the hospital. He's projectile vomiting once the door is open. He's poisoned, right? He's poisoned. And here comes the Grim Reaper, Ron, my brother Ron from Toronto, showing up. And my dad's been in the hospital before. My brother from Toronto never just shows up. But this time he shows up like that because he knows that he's poisoned. The dad's poisoned. He's going to die for sure this time. And that's why Ron shows up. My dad was in the hospital his whole life, going in and out, appointments, couple of days here. But never would Ron come out to go to the hospital for my dad. This particular time, he's right there while my dad is only in the hospital like a couple of hours, right? Not in there long. My dad is already fucking in a fucking room. He's sedated to zero almost. And here's Ron somehow. Oh, I know somebody called and said, it looks like this is like, I didn't call him. I know that. So he's there. So I know Randy didn't call him. Randy wouldn't call that guy anyways, unless he was fucking needed to get out of jail and he needed a basement to sleep in. But Randy's not going to call him to let him know that. Not a chance. There's nobody calling him. My mom wouldn't have called him. She wouldn't even know the number. She wouldn't even know how to fucking use the phone. She was so sedated. So nobody called this guy to even for him to know. It's not like my dad called him. And it's not like my brother Bill, the blind guy, called him. Nobody called this guy. My dad didn't call him. There's no way because he's in a fucking. So he didn't call him. But Ron somehow knows that he's got to get to the general hospital in Montreal from Toronto. And there he is. My dad's anniversary is now December 6th. And they make sure pull the plug on the 7th. Ron makes the decision. So he shows up right at the death door, like clockwork. Randy. Not like Randy called Ron. Randy didn't call Ron to go to the hospital. Randy's wife didn't call Ron to go to the hospital. They don't talk to them. I didn't call Ron to go to the hospital. Nobody called Ron to go to the hospital. Nobody in my family let Ron know that Randy's in the hospital. Randy's in the hospital. The doctors got the tubes out of him. I call them tubes. They get mad at me, the nurses. They're called drains. Semantics. The drain's not in him for 24 hours. Pus everywhere. Ron should know he's in the hospital. Who's hovering over Randy's almost dead corpse of pus, the drain out, all butchered up? Who's standing over his corpse? There's Ron. Somehow knows that Randy's in the hospital. I mean, this is the truth. Nobody talks to this guy, but he's always the fucking guy at the hospital, right over the dead corpse that's almost dead. And he's getting his energy, right? That's him. That's Ron. Oh, yeah, I'll kill you. That's all I can see from this guy with his mustache and his fucking makes no sense. Like, you're showing up. How do you know that this guy's in the hospital? Valid question. Send him a message. How do you know Randy's in the hospital? Nobody let him know. Guaranteed my brother Bill didn't let Ron know that my dad was in the hospital. Not a chance. In fact, my brother Bill wouldn't have given a shit if my dad was in the hospital because he had so much animosity toward my parents for the abuse that he was subjected to by both my parents. So Bill wouldn't have given a shit. He would have been like, good. But he's certainly not going to be calling Ron, hey, you better get as a Bill was compassionate, but compassion to the right fucking. He wasn't compassionate to his parents. He just didn't want anything to do with that. That was a fucking nightmare for him. Or like my brother Bill would rescue me from that house. I'd go stay with him in a little basement suite in Greenfield Park. He would take me in there. But there's no fucking way in the world that my brother Bill ever called my brother Ron to say, hey, you better get to the hospital here. My mother never would have done it. Not a chance. It's not like Ron would be calling every day, hi, how's everybody doing over there? This guy wouldn't call. He doesn't call. I'm proving it. He just doesn't call. So for him to know that anybody's in the hospital, he's getting that information elsewhere. He's getting that information elsewhere. That's all that's happening there. Stop raising rents. Wonderful. So now, as my friend Brock just sent me Toronto-wide tenant union is being forged. Imagine that. Look at that. Who would have thought a tenant union in Toronto now is being forged? Stop raising rents. So the tenant union, hi, hello, right? Don't want to give me credit for that? I don't need the credit for it. I know who's who. So as this is going on, we're going live here, kid. We're live. We're live. We're fucking. We're gone. Yukon. Listen.
Set up here in Toronto, buddy.
Well, that's it.
You have to come here. They're already taking your union, and they're unionizing themselves here, buddy.
Of course.
This is big.
Of course. Don't give me credit for it. I don't give a shit about it.
Buddy, the word got out, I guess. I guess your word got out about your tenants union, and they.
It's nothing to do.
One
Nothing to do with me, apparently.
Oh, buddy, it's all to do with
No, nothing. Zero. It's all coincidence, man. Everything is a coincidence.
No, I'm sure someone in Vancouver sent that.
No way. Not a
chance. Let's do what he's doing. He's got a good plan going.
Of course, that's what's going on. Of course. Keep me in 0-0 land, no?
Probably Emily. Emily probably did that. She's got the Filipino community involved. I think there's a lot of Filipino people.
I'm going to say my nephew did it.
What's that? What is it?
I'm going to say my nephew did it because I've seen a picture of Peach Dakota with my nephew.
You're breaking up on me. Buddy. I'm in the food bag. I gotta go. Bye.
Renters Union sucks today. Nothing to do with me, right? No. Zero to do with me. I don't need the credit. My duty, though, is taking. Me as a guy that's upstairs not to walk like an elephant on purpose. I don't really care, but the principle, right? Hey, buddy. So frustrating. The Renters Union in Toronto. Another coincidence. Nothing to do with me, right? Again, I'm not like, I'm sounding kind of like a Trump, like, you know what I mean? But when you know it's you, but they keep you in 0-0 land, and then somebody else is getting the credit for what your work is, and you're putting fucking years, and you're getting fucking slaughtered, right? You're getting fucking hammered every day. You're getting fucking intimidated. You're getting bomb threats. You got fucking people that are trying to fucking kill you that know how to do it. You got people trying to protect you that know how to do it. And you're trying to navigate through these waters, right? With a snorkel that's plugged up most of it with fucking seaweed in there. You're just trying to get through the next fucking, you know what I mean? And then all your work, everything you do, unions for fucking sports athletes. Riley Gaines is somehow the one. You got fucking housing unit to keep fucking rent down. Some guy in Toronto invented that one. You got that was this over here. This one happened. No, that was Ukraine invented that one. So no, that was Portugal. It's like, get out of here. Get out of here, fuck. Enough. So today's 420. It's the birthday of the weed guy. They should be giving out 3.5 for free. That should be the mandate. Not should be, it will be. Mandate across every country in the fucking world on 420. You're going to give out 3.5 grams. I'm going to say an ounce. Let's move it up to an ounce. It's free fucking flowers. 1 ounce free for everybody on 420. That would last people. That could last many, many, many people a whole fucking 2 years. If they just do it, you know, once a month or once a week, or that's 2 years of fucking weed for that person, or a year, or whatever. That's it. Do that on 420. Here you go. And if you smoke it all too quick, then you got to buy the rest for the rest of the year until fucking 420 comes, and then here's your fucking ounce. That's it. I'm not saying give a pound. I think even a pound. Who cares? But an ounce is good. Actually, time out. The law is 4 ounces that you're allowed to have. So that's it. 420, 4 ounces. That's it. 420 grams. How about that? 80 grams. 420. On every 420, every government around the world must give 80 grams of weed to every fucking person that comes by that parade, wherever it is. And you're going to have a lot of people waiting. You're going to have a lot of people ready to give it out, not just one fucking table. You're going to have hundreds of tables ready to give that out to the people. It's going to be 80 grams. That's 420. 20, 40, 60, 80. 80 grams for sure. That's it. And when you get to 80 grams, you understand what that is. 80, Emily, grams, Gumbly, Glenn. If you want to go into grams, Glenn, Randy, assassination, Meade, suicide. All right? This is all it's been, Tuck. So make the fucking connection. 80 grams, 420. Governments around the world, mandatory, no option.
80 grams per citizen. Have it ready. That's it. You're going to have your calibrated scales there, ready to go. You have them fucking zipped up, whatever you're going to container, whatever the fuck you guys want to spend your money on to get that product to us. Your fucking crazy plastic containers, fuck off. Ziploc it up. That's it. Ziploc it up. 80 grams per person. And if they don't want it, they don't have to take it. If they want it, they take it. That's it. If they want it and they don't want it and they want to give it to their friend, that's fine too. You don't have a say in that. If somebody wants to give somebody else all of theirs, you don't have a say in it, and that's the way it goes. Because at the end of the day, there's only going to be so many of those people, right? There's only going to be so many of those people. Now, are they going to get involved in, I'm going to be selling it? Maybe. And that's none of the government's business either. That's it. That's the opportunity that you give them on 420. Maybe you don't want to smoke it. Maybe you want to wait for your neighbor who smokes all day long, right, to be dry. And now you're the guy that has it. You're fucking 20 feet away. And then you arrange, okay, I still got mine. I haven't used it. Nickel, that's it. 5 cents. 5 cents a joint, or whatever the fucking case may be. That's it. 5 cents, but like $1 or whatever, you know what I mean? That's fucking $40 a fucking gram or whatever you guys are going on nuts. That's it. 1 gram. What do you need? 3.5? There you go. $5 or whatever the fuck it is. Not even. That's it. Get it done. Get it done. 420. That's the purpose of 420. 80 grams per citizen around the world. There's no excuse. This stuff is growing like nobody's business. And then the hemp industry, the hemp itself. That's what you got to be making your cars out of. That's what you're making your airplanes out of. Your boats. Make it out of that shit. Make your fucking aircraft carriers out of that shit. Make your fucking jets out of that shit. You're fucking mining for metal. Mining for metal. That's the problem. Like, they want to mine for nickel and iron in BC. And you have interference from the indigenous communities out of Washington State who are saying, no, we got control here. And they do. The indigenous in Washington State has control over what goes on in BC because there's so much that goes on, right? That environment. You start going in for mercury and all that. Like that water is coming down, right? It's not just staying in fucking Canada. It's going down, down, all the way into the States. Fuck. You'd be fucking going in there for more metal to build another aircraft carrier to sink into the bottom of the ocean so you can go back in there and build more bullets. No, you're going to know when you're mining for this shit now, you're going to have to make an account, okay? How many, you took out 14,000 tons to the number exactly. You're going to make accountable for all those 14,000 tons of what's going on. And as one bullet is going to be made, you're not going to get the fucking stuff. One missile is going to be made. One aircraft carrier is going to be made. You're not getting nothing, fuck. You're not doing it. Period. Don't need it. You're fucking doing, fuck. But if you're digging it up to fucking build things that we need that are useful, your bullet's not useful, fuck. I promise you, fuck. You're fucking pow. How many are you gonna do? How long is that gonna go on for? Like, give them something else. There's a lot of things to give them, fuck. You tried to give them white shows. I don't know. The drone shows are pretty good. Let people practice that shit, fuck. Designs in the sky, like, get people out to see that, have events, fucking. People do that. Fucking into trees, fucking. Let's dig the fucking. Gotta get the iron in the ore. For what? Gotta get that nickel. Gotta get the copper for the bullet tips. You need the bullet tips, for Christ's sake. need the bullet tips. No, you don't, Buck. You need fucking entertainment. You need humor. You need fucking sports. You need music. You need agriculture. You need fucking stories. You need fucking songs. You need fucking camaraderie. You don't need. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That one gun, Buck. That's the guy. Get up. And I'm gonna hang him now. He's got one gun. Meanwhile, these guys are coming in with fucking missiles, coming in left, right, and center. There's one guy in the middle of the fucking sandstorm. One gun. Get him. That's why it's so blatant what they do. And you guys are like, yeah, he's a bad guy. Well, they're doing blasting off fucking rocket ship, blowing up fucking towns. Right? This is fucking England, America, Russia, fucking going in Afghanistan. What are you fighting in Afghanistan? What's going on there? A couple of mountains, a couple of fucking guys running for fucking their sheep going up the mountain. Okay. Of course they're gonna fucking run for cover. They got their tunnels going in the mountain, getting away from you guys. Fuck, you're leaving these guys or something. Well, they got Russia going in there because they just want the fucking mines. They want the metal. They need more boats to build to sink to the bottom of the ocean. What are you doing? Keep mining, we sink it. Keep mining it, sink it. The fuck you stupid, fuck. And then then they come out fucking with all these terms and fucking. Anyway, you got me fucking all hot up under the collar there, kids. You got me all hot up under the collar. So here we go. This is Toronto now. Toronto. A Toronto-wide union is being forged. The Toronto-wide tenant union is being forged. Imagine that. Imagine that. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that is a possibility? Anyways, the banks don't stand a chance. They've already opted in because I've already explained it to you. It's very simple. And this is all businesses now. You shut them all down. Shut down banks, all of them. You shut them all down. It's very simple. You send them the contract. You email it to them. And in there, you put all your clauses of what you want, your demands, everything. Exaggerate it. Doesn't matter. Go to the fucking end of the earth. These terms are binding upon one single transaction that your business does after receiving this, because we're in a collective bargaining now arrangement, right? There's a union here, and the only place we can deal with is you, the bank. So you made that option clear to us. Even if there's a third party, they still need to go through you guys, the bank. So there's no option around there. It comes down to you, the bank. So as soon as the bank, doesn't matter which one it is, lending institution, financial, whatever you want to label it as, it's a bank. As soon as they do one transaction anywhere in the world, one, whether by phone, somebody does a debit, anything, if they allow a transaction to take place, they automatically opt into the fucking, and that is binding because they do it to you. You click on a box when you're on the website, you click, you accept the terms. By taking an action, you've read the terms, you've received the terms, right? And it doesn't matter if you even read the terms. You receive the terms, and the only way to get past it, so much mumbo jumbo, right? You don't even want to read it because you know you have no option anyway. If you want to get past this point, you must click on the box. If you don't click on the box, you can't get past the point. So that is fucking ridiculous anyways, but that's their rules, not mine. They made that up. So if you don't click the box, that is an action. Doesn't matter what action it is. It could be this. This happens to be the action. You got a mouse, tick. Just because a fucking tick shows up on a fucking fake screen somewhere, that's not real. You took an action. You made a choice. I want to continue. That's the option. That was your action, and you agreed. I'm going to continue. You could have said no. I don't want to continue anymore. Then you can't go on. But you want to continue because you want to keep progress, right? Same as the bank. They want to continue. So they received the email. They got it. You have proof that they received it. It's not your problem who receives that email. Doesn't matter if it's a mail clerk. Doesn't matter if it's a CEO. It's not your fucking problem. It's there. It's their problem to say, you got to read it. There's a fucking contract here. I'm entitled to do the contract just as much as anyone else, just as much as Rogers and Apple and Google and Facebook. I'm allowed to. In fact, more so because I'm a real person and these entities are not. But that's besides the point. Let's keep it on par. You're allowed to. I'm allowed to. Period. If they're allowed to, then you're allowed to. Same thing. If I'm allowed to, you're allowed to. So you send them the terms and conditions of the agreement, and you let them know that it is 100% binding and you have the opportunity to opt out. The only way to opt out is by emailing and letting us know why you want to opt out, or no more further transactions you do. So if somebody goes to your bank with their bank card, they can't do it. They go to your bank and want to withdraw money. Nothing could happen until you make a decision to say, okay, I'm going to opt out. I'm going to send you an email now. We don't want to be part of this renters union. That's the bank. We're not going to be part of the renters union. We followed all the steps and the terms and conditions within it. As soon as we got it, we recognized that we had to stop all of our business for a short period of time and then respond to you to make sure that you understand and we understand that we're opting out. But the minute that they decide that they're just going to ignore this and say, not valid, we're bigger than them, that's where they fucked up. So when you email it to them, you put in all the terms and conditions. If you continue, that means you opt in, and this contract is binding. You make it for as long as you want. 1 million years. Doesn't matter. I do it for 999 years. It's binding. You have no way out of it now because you decided to allow Mary 3 miles away to go to an ATM. You allowed Billy 23,000 miles away to go to your teller in the bank. You allowed Bell Canada to withdraw money from their clients out of your bank. You allowed all that to happen in the midst of you receiving the collective bargaining agreement and the negotiation contract from the union, where you had the opportunity to opt out. They believe they're above everything. They believe they don't have to opt in or out of anything. Only you do. They're wrong because the people making the decisions, they shit the same way as you and I. It's not a fucking, Facebook's not a thing. It's the people making the decisions that are the thing. So those people that make the decisions believe that they're above you, and they're not. We're all equal rights. So when I send those terms and conditions and they say, we're going to ignore it, and they continue doing business with other people, they opt in. It's no fucking, they're done. So I did it with Skip the Dishes. I did it with Uber Eats. And I did it with DoorDash. I just did it with the bank, TD. They know. Scotia, they know. And they know. They're fucked now. They don't have no option now. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to ignore it and pretend it's not happening. And the reality is people that come to this country, they know that they're coming here to murder fucking Christians, and they don't want to do it either. And they're hoping that there's some guy out there who can fucking figure this shit out. And here he is. He did it. So the new people that have arrived in Canada over the past 10 minutes to 10 years to 20 years, they realize that there is a fucking guy here. Whether I'm a white guy or a blue guy, who gives a shit? There's a guy that understands the fucking scams that are going on in this fucking never mind country, the world, right? But he's got it eyeball right on it, fuck. And he's nailed it. He's nailed it to protect every fucking one of us from this fucking overreach of corporations who are just doing everything in their power to fucking squish your face in. So I got him by the Kunanis. They have no option. They have no option because they're going to try to continue pretending it's not happening. And 4x4, 6x6, 8x8 are being taken out of those corporations and put into nut houses and sedated for extended periods of time. And they're being made examples of where the rest of them at the banks and all that, they realize better. And then some will just say, well, that was that then. And they continue, and then you're gone. And they're sedated. And this is a process, right? It takes a while. Trust me. It doesn't take 10 minutes. These are real life issues, right? That take fucking time and time, investigations and time to see, okay, yeah, here we go. We got another one. Get him out. Siegel, pill him up. 3 months later, I'm going to see that same CEO who was, $40,000 suit. Now he's got a backpack on and he's walking my perimeter trying to wear off and wean off the fucking meds that they had him on in the fucking mental institute. This is what's going on here. Now, there's a lot of these people. There's a lot. So, and I'm not saying that every single one of them is fucking Dr. Evil. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is you guys are gotten yourself in a situation here where you just believe that this is going to be a free-for-all forever, and potatoes are just going to go up to $1,000 a potato at some point, where you obviously must know that you guys have lost your fucking marbles. Because it's the same thing, right? Like when the European Union, they had to come up with the euro. So take example, fucking Italy. The Italian lira, or $1 would be worth like $1 million, right? It's the same shit. So there, like I'm complaining about a $3 potato. So imagine I'm in Italy at that time. I'm buying a potato and it's fucking 30 million. Of course you're angry. But it's all relevant, right? It's all relevant to the point where, $3 isn't $3 now. Because 30 million was 30 million lira, it was. And you can get your $30 million potato or 30 million lira potato, and you're fine because the math just worked out and it's just a bunch of zeros added on anyways. It didn't really matter, fuck. Because everybody was still going to get their 700 million lira anyway for the whole salary of the year, whatever the case may be. So it was working out anyway. Everyone can leisure, have their little wine at lunch, 2-hour lunch of pasta and bread, and then relax till the sunset and rinse and repeat, where life is beautiful and calming. And then, no, European Union, we're going to put the brakes on that. We're going to put you into the Euro land now. We're going to put the Greek economy into 0-0 land. And they're just like, what? What's wrong with us? Nothing wrong with you. Decided that Leonard Cohen had a home there, and we need to destroy you guys. What? Why? Well, Leonard Cohen happens to know a few things of what's going on, and he is indirectly training another younger man, this guy, with his fucking work, knowing exactly what's going on in society based on my education in the world, my education in various fucking industries, and my education in art and the works of certain artists, such as Mark Knopfler, Dire Straits. Like, he has a song, there's many songs that he has where, like, he'll tell you a story. He tells a story about, tells stories all the time about where the inspiration came for some of the songs. So, Money for Nothing and The Chicks for Free, I Want My MTV. He claims he got that song. He was standing somewhere in a store, and somebody says, I want my MTV or something. And that was it. Make up the song. That's probably true. But there's another song, too, where he's talking about a luthier who makes guitars and violins, and he has woodworking tools and sanding and shaving, and that song is so onion layered, and Mark Knopfler will appreciate this if he ever gets to hear what I'm saying, because nobody's going to know this. But that song is so beautifully layered, not to just to describe the individual luthier who is making the sawdust. He's making the sawdust. The layer of that song describes a lot of the things that I'm discussing where he just knows he's not able to talk about. He's just not able to talk about it. So, but he'll appreciate what I'm saying, but for acknowledging it. I want to play the song, actually. I won't do it now because they'll block it off. But in the works of like Bob Dylan, like these are important people. And never mind. It's not about hearing messages in the song. It's not about hearing message in the song. It's about the song is a message. Song is a message. Their songs are messages, because I know my songs are fucking messages that I write. They're messages, fuck. So mine are, so are theirs. Like that's it. And when you feel compelled to be this kind of person who is like painstakingly scratching away at everything to try to get the information out there, right? You know that you share this same kind of commitment with other songwriters, poets, writers. You share that commitment because you recognize you're searching for a verdict. You really are. And I don't want to steal words, because I've heard that from either like Dylan or from Cohen. Maybe it was Cohen. It's a verdict. Poetry is a verdict. It's a ruling. It really is. It's a ruling. Like you've cut it down to the basics. That's why it's a ruling. It's a verdict. There you go. Got Reagan out there now. Got a Ray-Bans. But she's got her taxi money, right? She's going to her AA meeting to set up another fucking murder she wrote. Exactly, fuck. It's crazy. She's talking to herself. Renters Union. Renters Union, fuck. She doesn't want a part of it, apparently. She's the building manager. And I guess she's feeling like she might have something to lose out of that. Like, what could you possibly have something to lose other than all the people's rents that you're stealing? That's probably it. So if you don't want the renters union, it's because you want the fucking all the money for yourself. It's the only reason. Because you're just a building manager. You're not. Even if you got free rent, why you would not want the renters union to happen in the building that you're the manager of, even if you got free rent? It would make no sense. It wouldn't make any sense. So the fact that this fucking tubbleard doesn't want a fucking renters union in this building is because she's robbing all the fucking money. With Martian. He's been here 16 years. It's crazy, man. I'm just going to taxi here. Gonna come any second. Taxi's on the way any second, and there you go. Another day's salary. It's for her to go to Alcoholics Anonymous for fucking 20 years. 20 years AA. To do what? To try to set up and trap somebody else that's going in there. Some guy who's trying to get his life back in order. She's going in to fucking fuck them up. That's what the reality is. Reagan. Oh, my good. So when tenants pick up their damage deposits, they're going to pick it up on the front balcony, all right? Tenant safety from you and the landlord. What's the landlord's name again besides Garish? You don't want to talk about it, do you? All right. Have a good day at AA. 20 years of AA. Good luck. Okay. Now she's running into the street. She can't get away from me fast enough. I say, Ray. Oh. So I'm talking to her normal, right? Not her. AA. There she goes. Gone. BT53A. There she goes. $100 a day in taxis. For her to go meet fucking drunk people. $100 a day in taxis. Go meet drunk people. People want their damage deposit. They're going to meet on the balcony, front balcony here. That's how it's going to work. Sending them into the murder bin. As soon as I said it, she's trying to run into the middle of the street. Trying to run into the middle of the street. So she's in cahoots. Like, that's what I mean, right? Like, she's a white, she's probably baptized Christian, but atheist to the end, probably. Maybe not. I don't know. So if you're going to AA, apparently that's like a really Christian thing, right? This one swears like a fucking trucker anyway. So if she's going AA and she's arranging with this fucking building owner who's East Indian, that means there's a cartel of the AA and the East Indian. So, like, I'm not just going after East Indian, right? I'm going after the Christian girl too. See what I'm saying? So when they're working together, when they're working together, East India and the Christians, to murder Christians in Canada, and they're going, and I don't know, probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea, I'm thinking, at all. Fuck. Not a good idea at all. So, like, she's off the AA now. It's none of my business, right? But it's my business when my shit is getting stolen in my house, my work, my checks, my mail. I have to break into my own house. Got to bust through the door because fucking people are fucking around with my locks. And you're just trying to try to have a civil conversation with the building manager, and like, literally a civil one. And the civil one was like, how come the laundry's not working? I'm trying to put my fucking money in, it's not working. And what does she do? She starts throwing around my laundry all over the dog piss and shit in the backyard, just fucking, yeah, or screaming, no, you take it home. We're the only reason why you're still alive. Who's we, first of all? You're a fat tub of shit, and trust me, you're not any reason why I'm alive. I promise you that. I've been going at it for years, decades, long before I met you. So if you think you're the only reason why I'm alive, you're fucking fucked up in the head, you fat slob. So she's off to AA. I'm not allowed to call her a fat slob. I'm a fat slob. Who gives a shit? Whatever. Here. This is fat, fuck. Well, fuck yourself. She's a fat cow. Double my size. Irrelevant. Still a fat cow. And now she's off to AA. 20 years of AA. Going to fucking trap another poor soul going in there, right? Who got a judgment. The judge ordered the AA. She's aware of that. That's where the court system comes in, right? the whole thing. Court ruling, you got to get rehab, you got to do that. And that's where they come in. All right, we got another one in rehab. Send in Reagan. Send in another kind of Reagan to that rehab. You know what I mean? That's how they work. That is how they fucking work. So these rehab centers and these fucking AAs, they're just traps. Set up traps. You're going to go to AA? Mark my words. Ignore everyone. Don't talk anything. Listen to them and then go home. Write out your problems. Don't say a fucking word to these people. And if you do, make it up. Sing a song. That's it. Stand up and sing a fucking... Just swear to God. Sing happy birthday. Every time you go, hi, my name is John and I'm an alcoholic. Happy birthday to you. Just do that. Everyone's going to laugh. And then you sit down. I got nothing to tell you guys. I got nothing to share with you guys. Nothing. I'm going to share it with myself in my room or at my house or at the beach. I'm going to write it out. And I'm going to see if I can make something of this somewhere else other than with you fucking fools in this little circle of secretness. Nobody knows. Anonymous. The anagram nonsense. 20 years going that shit fuck. And just to go home to pop pills. Like her pupils are fucking nothing. You can't even see them. Gone. That's fucking ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. She was working with the construction workers building the building back there. Where I don't want to get too much into it. Like she's putting like fucking ironing boards out, like in weird things to signal to them, right? Like ironing boards. And it's not hard for me to figure out what she's trying to explain to them without saying a fucking word, right? Because she can't, everything's monitored. So she's got to put something out to make it look like for somebody who's looking at her balcony and say, okay, well, that's bizarre. Why does she have an ironing board hanging off her clothesline with fucking, this is the most bizarre scene. Like, there's no point in it. So then they'll read, okay, ironing board. So what? Iron, Ron. So her boyfriend is Ron, who is really Brady Hart, or Brian Hart, sorry. Brady's his twin brother, not identical. Brady, a great guy. I'm sure Brian's a great guy too. I liked Brian in high school. And that's still Brian now. I still like him. I think he's a good guy. But if you are that guy doing what you think you're doing, and you are, because I'm watching it, Martian, Reagan, and Ron, they made sure to tell me. They sat outside here, and it was Ron that was working with the two of them, probably. But Martian and Reagan, I don't know. I don't care. But the fact is the three is Martian, Ron, and Reagan. Martian walking by my door for 3 years. Shh. Reagan saying, we're the only reason why you're still alive. I beg to differ. I've been around for fucking decades. Never had a fucking problem like this. That's for sure. I've had problems, but not like this. That's for sure. Fuck. Never had problems like this with my neighbors. In my life, I got along with every fucking neighbor. Got along with all my fucking neighbors, despite what the fuck they were doing. And if I didn't, I would just ignore them, right? That's it. Just ignore them, say hi, whatever. These clowns here are going out of their way to do things on a regular basis, right? Where I'm forced to do this. I'm forced to level it out, fuck. All right, here's another 2 hours we're on here, man. It's a long one today. We're on like 4 hours today already. It's 4:20. I haven't smoked. Apparently I'm not allowed to because they're putting a stomp down. Who are these people? The autistic in the back, he's yelling, it smells like marijuana. He's got his guitar on his back. He's going on the bike. It smells like marijuana. He says. So sounds like to me he's just repeating what Reagan was saying because he's listening to Reagan. He was paper thin walls next door to her. right? We're all paper thin walls next to her, fuck. So he hears her in the back. Now you went on lunch marijuana. All right, you're on your fucking. You're smoking wood chip cigarettes, fuck. You got everything in there, pine needles and everything. You know you're smoking. You don't give a shit. We just say that it says Playfairs, smoking your Playfairs, fuck. Wood chips and fucking spruce needles in your cigarettes, fucking poking through the paper and all. You don't give a shit. But you're worried about me smoking marijuana and writing a song, writing a poem. Why? Because it fucks up your shit? Because I'm not dead yet? You fucking stupid idiots, fuck. Anyways, 1 hour, 53 minutes on this. The other one's like 2 hours. I'm out of here, guys. Love you. Have a good day. Sorry to complain. I'm not complaining. I'm just giving you guys observations. That way you can detect in your own home environments what's going on over there. And I'm just not saying that this is going on there. That's for sure. But everybody's got something going on, right? So just look for the signs. Not hard. And then handle it accordingly. Deal with it in a way that is, logical. And maybe that's not even the right word because I don't know where logic is anymore. Because there's no logic in any of it. You're just like, what? All right. Let's maneuver this way then, I guess. Really? Okay. Let's, maybe I'll just go to the beach for today. I think that's what I'm going to do now. It's a nice sunny day. Noon, 12:30 or something. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I got up, kids. See you later.
Vancouver oceanfront property. Look at this. Oceanfront property. This is it. Vancouver. Oceanfront property. Parking lot. We got a parking lot.